Hey, Craig, let's get into some coffee talk.
Hey, I love it. I love doing some coffee talk.
Well, talk about what?
Dogs, daughters, whatever. It's coffee talk.
Coffee.
Jason.
Ooh, yeah. What was that? A gnat?
It was a gnat, but I got it. I am super pumped, and I'm a little over the top right now. Bear with me. Because
I'm bearing.
Enthusiasm matters, Jason.
Yeah. Boom.
Yeah.
That's true.
It does. People are going to connect with a lot of the things that we talk about, right? Where we say, hey, you need to connect. You need to meet them where they are. All of the different everything. Create rapport. Talk about things they like. But you know what? You want to know a little secret? You're not getting your foot in the door unless you bring the action. Unless you bring the heat. Enthusiasm. People pick up on your tone. It is 100%. Very challenging to hang up on somebody when they're like, hey, Jason, how you doing today, man?
Good. Why are you so pumped?
Yeah. Well, I had 16 C4s. How about you?
32.
Well, then we're tracking. You still living over at 3535 East 5th Street?
There is 100%. Like if you look at all the old infomercials, my absolute favorite thing.
OxyClean.
Yeah. Billy Mays.
Or any
did
he die?
Billy Mays. He did.
Did his
Ronco
from too many C4s?
Probably.
Yeah.
But they brought it, right?
Yeah.
And I love using that as a sales example. Because you think about these companies that brought millions of dollars to the table, would invest in this product, and they would, back in the day, you'd actually have to produce a ton of product in order to be able to sell it. So then you have to buy these commercials in advance and everything. So the amount of money that you needed to actually go to market with that was huge.
Yeah.
So they only had
very
one
little
thing.
testing, huh?
Yes, it was one infomercial. That was it. So they had to knock it out of the park. So there was a formula to it.
Yeah.
So if you watch any of those old infomercials, my favorite thing to do, boom, hey, this is Billy Mays with OxyClean. Like he said some version of that right out of the gate every time. And it was magnetizing.
Yep.
That dude had enthusiasm. Ronco, same deal.
So remember we talked about at Ignite, the agency's Ignite, which was this thing here in town. And one of the Igniters that was there, Josh Fanko, shout out. Hey, Josh, how you doing?
What's up, Josh?
We were talking about this and he goes, you know what? And he brought an example of, I can't remember, it was like a lead sales guy or a CRM sales guy, some kind of sales guy that called his agency.
Oh, yeah.
And like how many calls? I don't answer the phone at the agency and nobody gets through to me at the agency. Yeah. But I know that all day long because I used to answer the phone and it was like half the calls are somebody trying to sell the agency something, right? Whether it's, get a yellow page ad, a new microfiche machine, heart pacers, all the stuff that they'd sell me. But that was the old people.
EKG machine.
No,
I get it.
Okay. But I can't remember a single one of them. Not one of them. No. But he remembered the one, got through all the people, ended up talking to him. And number one, they got through the gatekeeper because they were so excited. And it was something like, hey, this is Steve. Can I talk to Josh? And then they said, oh, yeah, okay. And then they got, hey, this guy's super excited to talk to you. And then they get it over to Josh. And Josh is like, wait, what's this about? But he's like, wait. He stopped and he commented to him how much he loved his enthusiasm. And I 100%. Think that resonates really, really well, especially when you're dealing with people that also are involved in sales and know that throughout the day, they're going to be making sales. Now, we also talk about what a challenge it is to be a producer. Yep. How it's repetitive, how it's not always the most fun. People can get pissed. You have those days where everybody's hanging up. Not one lead actually wanted to get a quote, all those things. Now, imagine how difficult it can be to maintain enthusiasm or even to come even in the first place with enthusiasm. But that difference that it makes, because the old saying, I think it's a Chuck Norris, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So
that's right.
Yeah, that's your first impression, right?
That is.
Come in hot. Now,
come in hot.
If it's a little old lady and it's a little bit too much, you can key it back. But right off the bat, they're going to remember that.
Right. And so with that being said, I think it's important for us to reset in the morning and bring that enthusiasm into the agency to let everybody feed off of that.
Yeah.
And then we can expect that from everybody else as well. But you got to bring it too. I mean, it's important.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody should be showing up.
No. And they're going to
suck.
I'll
be honest, that sucks.
Even if you have 3 or 4 people, somebody's going to slough in with low energy. You got to reset that. Or are we going to forget that?
100%.
We got to reset that thing. That's our role as the captain of the old ship here, is to reset that energy. Yeah.
Yep.
You're the coach, man.
You do. You got to bring it. It's so true. It doesn't even matter what you're talking. Like, we always talk about it like a movie, right? You can say, hey man, this happened in the movie and then the guy died and then they got married together. Or you can say, oh my gosh, it was amazing. You got to see this movie.
I want to see it. I want to go.
Cool.
When is the plane?
This happened and this happened. And the guy fell off the ceiling and oh my gosh, it was like crazy, right? It's almost like the energy. It's like, ooh, I want to, oh, no way that happened.
Right.
Part of that is, a lot of that is just the enthusiasm that you brought because you were so excited about the movie. Somebody sees that you're that excited about the movie, they got to see the movie.
Right.
There's a total magnetization of enthusiasm.
Yeah. And now imagine if you're that excited talking about quite possibly the most boring topic there is, at least to the people who we're talking to it about with, right? They don't want to hear about it. Ain't nobody want to hear about insurance.
Yep.
You don't want to hear about insurance.
And guaranteed the other 10 people they talked to about insurance did not bring it. I mean, if you do that alone, that's your competitive advantage.
And
that's it.
The other people in the room hearing your one producer with the energy, they all key up too.
Truth.
Yep. I can be working away in the conference room and I go out and it's like sometimes it's just timing. It's like a morgue. Everybody's waiting for a call or, there haven't been transferred, whatever. Right. But then there's other times where everybody's on the phone. And when everybody's on the phone, and I have one producer, my best one, who is by far the loudest and by far the most enthusiastic. Guess what? And she's the best producer. Right. She does more activity than everybody. But, a lot of times it's pretty similar to the top half. The top half of the producers are about the same. But she's at the top because she brings the energy. Or as Brittany would say, bring the action.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah.
Love it.
So think about this as you go in. I'm not sure what day it is here that this is being dropped, but you go in, try it at your daily meeting. What? Daily? Yes, that's right. Your daily meeting.
Yep.
Doesn't have to be long.
Before every game, there's always a meeting with the coach and the team. And if you're going to spend all that money on the expenses of the agency, you might as well get the best out of it. And the only way to do that is to coach your team in the morning.
Or make sure there is a coach, right? If it starts with the agency owner. I'm not at every one of them now, but there was many, many, many years that I was at every one of them.
And if you don't go to them and you don't at least coach the person that's going to coach them and you don't do that consistently, they are going to constantly get worse and worse and worse and less. I mean, that's just the nature of it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you
know who else will get worse and worse and worse?
You tell me, Mr. Craig.
We will. If we're not coaching them, we also get worse, right?
That's true.
So
of course.
It serves both sides. Us being there and coaching our team, we get better at coaching and they get better at doing what they do by being coached. And
that's right.
It's a symbiotic relationship. Yeah, I said it. Symbiotic.
Symbiotic.
Do you have to do that? You have to say symbiotic.
Symbiotic. Yes.
Symbiotic.
That's it, Mr. Craig. I love it. Bring the enthusiasm every single day. Why not? I mean, you're going in anyways. You might as well go in hot.
Yeah. And do you want to slough around and be a bump on the log, or do you want to bring the action and get everybody pumped up and get the results? I know last Friday, you don't like to talk about it, but I'll talk about you, Mr. Jason. Mr. Jason went in. He said he was struggling a little bit the week before. He goes, I got to come in and bring the action. He took responsibility that he'd been not paying as much focus to that, said, I'm going to bring it. Went through some exercises with the team. They wrote 21K. It's not a coincidence because there is no coincidence. He created the result by pumping them up and making them believers.
Yep.
That
day was a lot had to do with energy. I mean, we came in, we made sure the energy was hot all day.
Hot.
And it's magnetizing. The energy is a huge thing. Enthusiasm. Everybody should be enthusiastic, unless they should always be enthusiastic. We all should. I mean, there's so many things to be grateful for. You know, this is an industry that hasn't gotten demolished like some other industries in the last few years. So, I mean, just be grateful. It's hard to not be enthusiastic when you're incredibly grateful. So take inventory on what you're grateful for in the morning, get pumped up, try to eat a little healthy, maybe do a workout, get the blood flowing, and just bring the enthusiasm.
Yeah. There was a significant difference for me when I went to F45 yesterday morning. Now today, I was more sore than I've been in a very long time. So I didn't work out, but I'm going to tomorrow.
What a wuss.
I know. It's really sore.
That was the excuse, was that you're just sore?
Well,
I'm not going to
work
go
out 2 days in a row like that. You don't want to hurt yourself.
Actually, the lactic acid in your muscles is what makes you sore, and it actually will help it dissipate faster if you work out.
I know. All right. Well, I'm not going to be too hard on myself.
I don't know if that's 100% true, but I'm going to pretend like it is.
You stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night, Mr. Jason.
I wish.
Well, let's end it at that.
That's it. Enthusiastically, that's the end of the Insurance Dudes Coffee Talk.
Coffee Talk.
Hey, Jason.
Yes, Mr. Craig.
That was another awesome episode, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if people want to get a little bit more action and learn how to write 100,000 in premium off of even the worst internet leads, where could they go?
They can go to live.teledudes.com.
Ooh, that sounds exciting. Are we going to be there?
Yes. It's a weekly call that we're doing right now it's live, and it will show you the process. The entire process is super awesome.
I love it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Sign up right now, live.teledudes.com.
Live.teledudes.com. That's live.teledudes.com.
Hey, Craig, there's a new community that we are starting that I cannot wait to tell everybody about. It is our live texting community where you and I are going to answer people's questions and give them free content, right?
Are you kidding me? We get to talk to them?
Yeah, which is awesome, but they have to opt in. They have to text us at 520-214-2219. That's 520-214-2219.
Nice.
Craig, are you going to respond to these texts?
I'm going to respond to them for sure. Live.
I'm into it too. It's going to be awesome. And it's going to be our new texting community where we're going to get back to everybody that we can and drop some crazy content, free content, and free the calculator that you just came up with. That's right. The calling calculator, sales material. I mean, everything for insurance agents. This is it. It's the best texting community out there for insurance agents.
Well, what the heck is that number again? I can't remember it.
It's 520-214-2219. That's 520-214-2219.
I love it. I'm going to text it right now.
520-214-2219.
All right. I'll see you later, Mr. Jason.
Bye, Mr. Craig.
Wait, do they even listen to this on the radio anymore?
I love it. I love it.
Nice.
All right.